The Stranger by Albert Camus is a philosophical novel that explores existentialism and absurdism through the life of its protagonist, Meursault. Set in French colonial Algeria, the story is told in two parts, before and after Meursault commits a senseless murder. The novel focuses on his emotional detachment, the absurdity of human existence, and the consequences of living without societal norms or meaning. At the beginning of the novel, Meursault receives news of his mother's death and travels to the nursing home where she lived for the funeral. His indifferent reaction to her death is immediately striking. He expresses no sadness, nor does he shed tears. This detachment continues throughout the novel, as Meursault displays little emotion in relationships, work, or life in general. Shortly after the funeral, Meursault begins a romantic relationship with a woman named Marie. Despite Marie's clear affection for him, Meursault remains emotionally indifferent, agreeing to marry her only because he sees no reason not to. His behavior reflects his general attitude toward life, passive, indifferent, and accepting things as they come without much thought or care. Meursault's life takes a turn when he becomes involved in an altercation between his neighbor, Raymond, and an Arab man. After a day at the beach, Meursault, feeling hot and disoriented, encounters the Arab and, without clear motivation, shoots him 5 times. This senseless act of violence marks the turning point in the novel. The second part of the novel focuses on Meursault's trial and imprisonment. During the trial, Meursault's character is scrutinized more than the murder itself. His lack of remorse, his emotional detachment, and even his behavior at his mother's funeral become central to the case against him. The court and society view him as a moral outsider because he does not conform to their expectations of grief, guilt, or human behavior. Throughout the trial, Meursault remains indifferent to his fate. He does not engage in defending himself, nor does he express any significant guilt for his actions. Instead, he reflects on the absurdity of life, concluding that existence is meaningless and governed by chance. In his final days, he rejects the religious solace offered by the prison chaplain, embracing the idea that life has no inherent purpose and that death is the only certainty. In the novel's closing scene, Meursault experiences a moment of clarity and acceptance of the absurdity of existence. He finds peace in the randomness of the universe and the indifference of the world toward human life. His only hope is that, at his execution, there will be a crowd of people who hate him, echoing the novel's theme that societal judgment is irrelevant in the face of the absurd. The Stranger explores themes of existentialism, absurdism, and alienation. Camus uses Meursault's detachment to question societal values, moral expectations, and the search for meaning in a universe that offers none. Meursault's life and ultimate fate underscores the novel's central message: life is irrational and meaningless, and individuals must confront this reality without seeking false comfort in conventional beliefs or structures.